Hello, hello. Welcome to the Confidence Cure podcast with Louise. Today I am sitting here solo, sitting in the garden, listening to the birds. Sunset's just gone down and it is just so peaceful. So I'm literally just going to spend about 15 minutes just talking to you about why your burnout isn't actually about your workload. It's subconsciously about the confidence that you have with yourself. And that's what I'm just going to talk about today because I find it's so important that so many people are actually burnt out because they're not actually looking at what they deserve, why they're constantly looking like they are burning out or anything like that. So this is for anybody that's feeling exhausted, they're stretching themselves too thin, and they think that the only thing that's going to help them is better time management or a holiday. That's not the case. The truth is that the burnout isn't about your workload at all. It's about your self-trust, it's about your confidence, it's about how you're speaking to yourself and how you're letting yourself down on a regular basis. So some reasons, and I do just want to show you why your workload isn't actually the real problem, because you can look at other people, and I always say we shouldn't compare, but if somebody else is doing something in the world, if they can do it, we can manage to do it. And this is the way I always look at it. So if somebody out there has an even bigger workload than yourself, but they're handling it better and they're still thriving, then that just means that they're handling things better and they have better boundaries, they have better self-love, they have more confidence in saying yes and no to certain things and just doing things that align with their values more than what other people might do. Then if you look on the flip side of it, there's people that collapse under a far less pressure. They don't have any confidence. They are people pleasing 24/7. That's in business, relationships, absolutely everything. So it isn't just really the workload, because you can see how people, when they are firm with what they believe and with their confidence and what they're doing, they don't waste time in things that don't suit them, and that's the difference really. So sometimes it's not about your workload. Obviously we're always busy and things like this, but when it comes down to saying no to things and when you're trying to fit things into your time, then that's going to make a massive difference. So if you are finding that you are always saying yes because you fear letting people down, that is a sign that you are literally working and living to keep other people happy. You get that bad feeling when you're letting somebody down. What are they going to think about me if I don't do this? What if I don't do this in time? I feel bad because of this. But does actually any of that align with anything that you want to do in the future? Overworking yourself because you don't feel good enough unless you prove yourself. So I always say, if you are working just to prove someone wrong, it doesn't matter if you want to do it or not. You are not doing that because it's for yourself. You're doing it out of ego to prove something to somebody else. And why are you actually proving yourself to other people? You shouldn't have to prove yourself to absolutely anybody. You should be enough for yourself. And that's it. Like, if you are trying to prove yourself to other people, you are subconsciously thinking, okay, yeah, I'm not good enough. I need to get some validation from somewhere else. And this is why you are constantly going for more approval and you're trying to prove yourself to other people. So if you are literally sitting there trying to get a grade or trying to get like some sort of like financial something just to prove it to somebody else, you're not doing it for yourself. You're just trying to get some validation from somebody else. And why are you missing validation from? Why do you need their validation? That should be what you're asking. And then also, other people think that they shouldn't be able to rest. People are afraid to say, yeah, I'm going to use the weekend to rest. I'm going to do this to rest. I'm going to take the evening off to rest, because people that have things to do and they've got tight deadlines and things like this, and they are scared to say that they're having a rest because they are scared that people might think they're lazy. But that's not the case. Like, you produce more from yourself when you are rested, when you are feeling better within yourself. So that these are just like a bare few of the tips of, if you feel like you are trying to do this. These are just a few. And I can actually say I used to do absolutely all of these, every single one of them, all my jobs, everything I was doing. I remember being in a career and doing a job that I did love, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to be the best at everything, not because I wanted to do it for myself. Well, I did want to be the best, but my my actual motive was to prove other people wrong, was to be like, right, no, I'm not in this for this. I needed to be the best so I could prove somebody wrong. And I remember it still, and I was just working so hard, but I don't even, when I actually got to the point, I didn't actually even want it, and I changed career and everything. Like, I worked so hard. Obviously I enjoyed what I was doing and everything like that, but the motive wasn't there, so the passion wasn't there, and I was just doing everything just to, like, I needed to be the best and needed to be the best, and it wasn't even for myself, it was for other people. And that was before I started like looking after myself, until I started looking for what I wanted, what made me happy. And literally, I burnt myself out to the ground over a job that I didn't really care about. And yeah, this is something that you learn, and I'm glad I did learn it, but I will never do it again. Every time I do something now, it has to align with my values, and that's as simple as it goes. So the truth is, the confidence in yourself is the actual cure. You need to stop burning yourself out, not because your workload is going to magically shrink or anything like that, but because you finally trust yourself to set the boundaries. You need to say no, and you need to still feel good enough to like say no while you're saying no, and be confident in it, and not care about what anybody else says, because you know that that's what's correct for you. So when you are saying no to things, you should be saying it confidently. When you're saying yes to things, just ask yourself, okay, am I doing this because I want to? Does it align with my values? Does it is it going to take me closer to my goals that I actually want? And this is another thing: do people actually know what their true values are? Are you just going through things because that's what you're used to doing, or do you even know, like, if you are like working towards what you actually want solely for yourself? So first thing is just learning about your boundaries, staying confident and feeling still enough to just be like, no, that's the right thing to do. And just ask yourself, why are you caring about what other people think? Why are you caring about trying to prove other people wrong? Because at the end of the day, none of them things that pays you, but the people that you're trying to prove, or the people that are judging you or anything like that, they don't pay your bills, they don't put you to bed at night, they don't put the clothes on your back, they don't do any of these things. So why are you so focused on them sort of things rather than what you do? You should be proving yourself wrong. You should be validating yourself. You should be trying to outdo yourself every time, not anybody else. So this is where it all comes from. It doesn't come from anywhere else in the world. It will only ever come from yourself. So if you are burning out, it is because of yourself, nothing else. Not because of the workload, not because of anything else. It's because you've taken too much on because you're not confident within yourself or anything like that. That is simply as it is. So what I would recommend that you do is just ask yourself, like this week, when people are asking you to do certain things, just take a step back and give yourself just a couple of seconds, just like, am I doing this because I want to? Does this align with my future values? Is this actually going to actually push me forward towards my goals, or am I just doing it to keep the peace? Am I doing it just because I want to prove someone wrong? Am I doing it because I want to keep someone happy? Am I just trying to prove myself to somebody else? Ask yourself them questions, because half of the time that's not actually the truth. And I remember still vividly, and sometimes I still do it. I catch myself out all the time. Sometimes I've just done that, and not just because I didn't want to say no, or just because of this, that, and the other. When that's not the correct thing to do. Like, the correct thing to do is just know, stand there confidently with what you're saying, and just know that that's the correct choice for you. It doesn't matter if anybody agrees with you or if they don't agree with you. It's not about that. It's all about if you agree with yourself. So I recommend that everybody takes a few seconds before they say yes to anything, and just ask themselves, does this actually align with my values and what I want in the future? Or am I doing it out of ego? Am I doing it out of people pleasing? Am I too scared to say no? Do I just want to look good in front of these people? What are they going to think about me? So if you think that if you think that you are burning out because of your workload, please reach out, because I can guarantee you that is not actually the case. I can guarantee you that there is something subconsciously going on there why you are putting so much pressure on yourself. Like I said, it could be the people pleasing, it could be the validation, it could be you are constantly striving to do better because you think you can do better, you need to do better, you're not settling for what you've done. So this is all subconscious, and you're kind of doing it to yourself. And I don't even want to like make it sound sweet, like you're only burnt out because of yourself, not because of anything else. And I know that sounds bad, but it is the truth. So you can actually flip this around. You're already doing great, but imagine what you could do if you could literally just flip it around and be like, right, okay, yeah, if I didn't have to say yes to all of these things, imagine what I could do with all this extra time. Imagine how I'd feel. Imagine, like, it's just absolutely amazing. So if you need any help with this, then please reach out. And if you know anybody else that needs help with this, again, send this to them and reach out to me. And thank you for listening, as always.